Hello, my friends, and welcome to Five for the Future for this week, the week of April 29th. Let's jump into the 5 topics that stood out to me recently as signals of change that could impact your small business. I'll summarize the story and share why you should care. Ready to get started? Here are our 5 topics for this week. Robots are everywhere, crazy weather, the non-compete debate, mental health issues on the rise, and weird foods and AI? Crazy weather. We started the year off with atmospheric rivers in California, record-setting rain flooding whole communities. Then the National Academy of Sciences said that it may need to add a whole new category, Category 6, to the hurricane rating system. And a bunch of our coral reefs have turned white in the 4th global bleaching event in the last 3 decades. Now we close out April with news from Dubai, where they got more rain in 12 hours than they usually get in 1 year, flooding homes, roads, and the Dubai airport. Heavy rain and massive flooding also impacted Guangdong, China, forcing over 100,000 people to evacuate. Flash floods and heavy rains also caused over 150 deaths in Tanzania and over 70 deaths in Kenya just this week, with El Niño partly to blame according to weather experts. So what's causing all this crazy weather? Some of it is just the normal variety of weather patterns we see over time. And expert meteorologists also say that global warming is highly likely to be influencing these heavy rainfalls as warm air tends to hold more moisture. So what does this mean for you and your small business? Even if you aren't experiencing extreme weather in your area, it can certainly have an impact on global supply chains. And expect to see an increase in your property insurance if you haven't already. In the short term, you may not see much impact if the weather isn't directly affecting you or your customers or vendors. So what might this look like in the future? The long term. Imagine a future where whole swaths of land are nearly inhabitable due to extreme heat, flooding, or even sinking land. Already there are studies showing that land is sinking not just from oceans rising, but also from human action in the cities, mainly through groundwater withdrawal combined with geology and the weight of buildings. Nearly half of China's major cities are shrinking or sinking because of water extraction, and the same effect is occurring in other urban areas, including Houston and parts of the East Coast. Without some change taking place, our future might be up north, meaning folks migrating to the Great Lakes regions where water is abundant and the risk of hurricanes, wildfires, mudslides, and sea level rises is practically non-existent. The weather is becoming less cold in the winter and quite comfortable most of the year. Even trees are being moved up north as planting zones get altered due to the warming of this typically colder region. Are you at risk of weather disaster with your current physical location? Will your customer base be migrating north? Start paying attention now so you can adapt as needed. And pat on the back for me for living in the ideal location here in beautiful Wisconsin. All right, that's it for this week. Thanks for watching. I hope these 5 topics and my take on them get you thinking about how these signals of change could ultimately impact your small business. Join me again in 2 weeks. Thanks.